In the following weeks, Capcom will be hosting a Resident Evil showcase, which as of now, it has been confirmed that we will be getting some updates on the RE4 Remake and the RE8 DLC. Now just recently, Twitter user Roberto Serrano has tweeted the supposed date for said RE showcase, which shows that it will be taking place on October 14th at 4 PM CST. Now at the time I'm making this video, Capcom hasn't confirmed what the set release date will be for this event, but I will say that Roberto did predict the Capcom showcase a few months ago perfectly. Not only that, but if you really think about it, the 14th makes a lot of sense to stream the showcase, since this would be 2 weeks exactly before the RE8 DLC's release, which would leave a small window to build some hype. Now like I said, as of now, we know for sure that we will be getting updates for the RE4 Remake and the RE8 DLC, but aside from this, there are many other potential things that we could see at this event, including new Resident Evil games, a new playable demo, and much more. With all that said, in this video, I will be giving my personal predictions based off research on what we could potentially see at the new Resident Evil showcase. So with that being said, let's get right into it. A while back, we received a huge video game leak that revealed a ton of upcoming games, and thus far, nearly every single game on this list has been getting announced. On this leaked list, it contains 2 Resident Evil games, one being the RE4 Remake and one titled Resident Evil Outbreak, which means that if true, we could be getting a new Resident Evil Outbreak game, or maybe even a remake of the first one. This game was supposed to be revealed back in March, so this showcase would be a better time than ever to announce this new title to the beloved series. We also can't forget about Resident Evil Outrage, aka Revelations 3. This game was supposed to be released at the beginning of this year, and it has been said that this game has supposedly been cancelled, but we can only hope that this is not the case. Aside from this, there has been a few other games that were leaked during the major Capcom cyber attack, but these few games supposedly aren't coming out until 2024, so we probably won't be getting any info on them until later into 2023. Now jumping away from all the leaked games, we do know for sure that we will be getting updates on the RE4 Remake and the RE8 DLC expansion. With that said, I want to give you guys a rundown on what we could potentially see in regards to these 2 games. As for the RE8 DLC expansion, as we know there was no info shown for RE-verse at TGS. Because of this, they will probably have quite a few things to say about the game at this showcase. It's kind of hard to say what their full plans for RE-verse are, but since the game was delayed a whole year, I would expect there to be many new changes to the game, like additional maps, additional characters, and brand new game modes. I really think RE-verse has the potential to be a very successful game. They have been given plenty of time to evaluate their mistakes with past multiplayer RE games like Resident Evil Resistance and Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, so hopefully they will use all the fan feedback to create a very enjoyable game out of RE-verse. Now when it comes to everything else like the third-person mode, the added content in Mercenaries, and the Shadows of Rose DLC, I feel like enough has been shown already for people to decide if they will be getting the DLC or not. There's been quite a few trailers shown, there's been plenty of gameplay reveals, and just recently we got an extended gameplay of Shadows of Rose. With that said, I really don't think the major focus of the showcase will be for Resident Evil 8. Instead, I would assume that Capcom would be leaning more towards giving us some new, much desired information for the Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now as for the RE4 Remake, so far we have received one trailer for the game, and a small gameplay cinematic showing Leon traversing through the village. With this RE showcase, I think it would be a perfect time to give us a first look at some actual gameplay, to give us a better idea on how the game will exactly play out. We really need to see how the combat works. Will they be taking a similar approach to combat from the RE2 and 3 remakes, or will they be blending in elements from the original, like the roundhouse kicks, the suplexes, and the overpowered knifing? Showing off gameplay would also give us fans a better idea on how the game will balance out both action and horror. This is something I'm actually really curious about, and to be honest, it kinda has me a little concerned. Based off the initial trailer we got for the remake, it's no secret that Capcom is taking a darker and scarier approach for the game. As we know, the original RE4 became the masterpiece it is with its introduction to action-heavy over-the-shoulder combat. With that said, my major concern is that Capcom will stray too far away from the action and lean more towards horror. As we learned from Resident Evil 8, it's kinda hard to create a game that imbues both action and horror, and in most cases, it really just doesn't work out. I understand that Capcom Capcom is reimagining this game, but since action is a staple from the original, I really hope Capcom is able to somewhat retain the action-heavy style in the remake. Now, aside from a gameplay reveal, we are definitely due for a new trailer. The first trailer did reveal quite a bit, but even so, there is a lot more that is still unknown. Many characters like the Merchant, Salazar, Krauser, and many others still need to be revealed. We also have yet to see anything from the island sequence, so with all that said, there is no doubt about it that we are due for a second trailer. Now next, I want to bring up the possibility of us getting a demo at this event. In most cases, Resident Evil games don't end up getting demos until just a few weeks before the release, but that's not to say that this is the case for every RE game. Resident Evil 7 got a demo on the same day it was announced, and Resident Evil 8 received a maiden demo roughly 4 months prior to the game's release. Now the main reason I think it's possible that we could get a demo at the Resident Evil showcase is because of well-known insider Duskullum. It's kind of surprising how no one's talking about this, but Duskullum might have just confirmed the demo himself. I went over this a little bit in one of my recent videos, but I want to cover it more in depth for you guys to better understand it. So for anyone that isn't on Twitter, a few weeks ago there was this supposed insider on the platform who called himself The Insider. As the days went by, he continued to have accurate leaks of upcoming games and game announcements, with one of these leaks being an image of the original RE4 cover for the PS2. This cover had the date of October 2005 on it, as well as the caption Demo Disc. Because of all of his accurate predictions, he gained a ton of traction very quickly, and because of this, Duskullum followed him on Twitter soon after. Following this, Duskullum was questioned if any of the most recent RE4 Remake leaks floating around were legit. He replied back claiming that all of the leaks in the most recent months were fake, except for an upcoming RE4 demo leak. Now it was later revealed that the insider on Twitter wasn't actually an insider and was just making educated guesses, but the thing is, Duskullum talked about the demo leak before the insider was caught. The only reliable leaks we have received in the past were uncovered months ago from VGC, but even so, they had nothing to say about an RE4 Remake demo. Because Duskullum was following the insider before he had been caught, I really think that his statement about the demo leak correlates to the insider's cryptic tweet. If you have been following my channel for a while, you would know that I have been following and keeping up to date with all of the reliable and unreliable leaks. And with that said, I will tell you that there is literally nothing else he could be talking about besides this tweet. But with all that said, guys, I want to make it very clear that nothing has been confirmed just yet. So please, please, please make sure to keep your expectations in check, just in case nothing comes of this. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for this video. I will be streaming the Capcom showcase when it goes live, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But with that said, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.